Alright, there's a lot of videos. It's a lot of videos. So we'll go on to the next part. This should not take as long. I already got this loaded, and this is already cut here. Got myself confused. Yeah, I'm not crazy about how that looks, but I mean, what can you do? What can you do? Not a whole lot. I'm gonna try something here. I'm gonna try to go into edit mode, see if that hand will separate on its own. By saying all, select all, and mesh, separate by loose parts. Maybe we'll get lucky. Looks like it separated all the damn fingers and everything. 20 something parts. But all I wanted to do was just get the hands separated. So what did we get? I think that'll probably... You don't always get exactly what you want. I mean, I think that'll probably work. What I'll do is just join all these pieces together. So this will be E and F. I'm not sure what that is. That's part of the glove. That just, for whatever reason, it decided that should be a different object. So I'll just connect that back. Yeah, nothing ever goes exactly right, you know. So we'll just delete that polygon. Just delete it. Off it goes. If I can select it. Don't look like I can select it for some reason. Oh, this might be because it's a different object. Yeah. It's part of the glove. Alright. EF. Alright. I don't think I need to, but I'm still setting the origins to these to the 3D cursor. File transforms. For this thing, let's see how this thing's J-beam looked. So I guess let's do it like this. Oops, see what I mean? I said that in the last video about you gotta make sure when you do your loop cuts that you unselect loop cut, or you'll keep making loop cuts. Maybe something like that there. I think that'll work. Let's save it. And hit A to select all mesh J-beam nodes connector. And triangulate those faces. So back to object mode. Let's go ahead and make something quick for the hand. Something quick. Add a mesh cube. Scale it down. Move it up here. You see what I'm doing, right? I'm like planning which node will connect to which node to the other part. I have made some of these before and I didn't even consider this, and it's like then you end up with like 2 foot long damn beams that are supposed to be like connecting to things, and it don't look right. These look like they're just pieces dangling on a long rope. And see, like these middle pieces here, I purposely, on the lower arm, I move these so I could get these here to connect to their points. And it'd be kind of like in the same ballpark, you know. Remember too, when you're moving nodes or, well, vertices, whatever, if you're moving them around, remember like to move your view around, because you can easily be thinking you're lined up and you'd be like way off. Easy to do. So now I'm just trying to eliminate excess. You know, where we don't need all that free space. Now I did try in the past to shrink wrap like the J-beam to like the appendage or body part, whatever. And it ends up, for some reason, I don't know, it ends up like tearing up the polygons of the damn mesh. I don't understand it. So I don't usually do that anymore. I'm not quite sure what was causing that issue. And just like the upper and lower arm, these also, you can see where their origins are set currently. They need to be set to that 3D cursor. Apply all transforms. I did forget something. I forgot to, in edit mode, select all. Let me resave. Hate to have to do that again. All that stuff. Hit A, select all, mesh, J-beam nodes, connector, triangulate the faces. And now we can export what's going to be EE and, or no, yeah, EE, that's actually FF, and This will be EE. And don't forget to, for the J-beams, don't forget to give it a prefix for its part. Because the default is in, and you don't want anything else. You only can use in one time. So, no, you want to make these all unique. So I think this will probably give some kind of flexibility. It may kind of act a little funny around the wrist here. I'm going to try to just connect it at these center pieces and see how they behave. And connect these if it's like a last resort. But I think this should probably bend pretty good. We'll see. So we're going to export E and F as J-beams. And then now we got more body parts. Let's hide this E and F. And we already did this. Oops. There we go. So this now gets exported as a DAE. Overwrite the old one with the new one. And I didn't check, but I did see exported 6 objects. I did forget to make sure I had export selection only, which are just the parts we need. So let's go into the folder, vehicles, E heavy. Oh, I just renamed this to F. The only thing about doing this, you got to remember the damn material path too is going to change. So if you rename this to F, you need to change the where it's looking for those textures in the main.materials. So instead of E, you need to put F, like Frank. F. 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 I may be wrong, but I'm pretty sure that mods do require a location for the material. Whereas like track assets, you can just have the damn image in there, not any, as long as it's in there with the mesh. Save. Let's go into our export folder and let's pull up E and F. Open them up. And we'll move them over to here. You can always flip these around if you need to. Sometimes you'll try to move one over to there and you'll end up, it'll put the one over there that you don't want over there. That happens sometimes. B heavy J-beam. Let's rename this to, actually it would be F. Not that I'm naming these per part. I just I mean, I am per edition, but not necessarily part for part. See how this is over here? It's fine, we'll just move it over there. I don't suppose, I guess actually the name of the mod in this doesn't actually matter. It's just the info file apparently. So we're adding 2 parts, E and F. E and F group. Then we got to do the weights too for those parts. So let's go down to here. Let's add E. Now that's the lower arm. That probably like, I don't know, 2.7. Maybe it's the same, 3. Let's leave it. Well, let's make it 2.8. And we'll go over here, grab E, drag it over. Drag it on over. And we'll put an F. Let's copy this, save even more time. The hand, it's 1.0. Yeah. For the weight, maybe 1.3. I don't know. Guess it depends on if it's a meaty hand or not. yeah. Right upper arm to torso. I just realized this has not got a separator. I mean, it doesn't have its. What I mean is that arm would never break off. I didn't realize that, but I do now. So we'll fix this. Change this. Oh, wait a minute. That is the same. Well, how did I do that? Oh, wait a minute. I didn't. I see. I'm confusing myself. Happens a bit often. Alright, so yeah. So it, whatever that means, 21,500 Newton forces or some, I don't know. That'll break. But I'll stick the other parts. What makes them, damn it, what makes them connect together, they'll all be, indestructible. I don't really want the parts breaking themselves. They don't look right. Just polygons break and you just have holes in it. It's just like something's wrong with it. Like it's missing something. You don't have to put a space there. I just do so it's easy to eyeball if you need to come back and like change all this for some whatever reason. It makes it easier to grab it all. So this will be right upper arm. Actually, I don't know why I did that. This will be right upper arm to lower arm. I don't think I need to put right in there also. I think, the right would not be connected to the left, but I don't know. Some people may need that in there. I don't know. Alright, and then lower, right, lower arm to hand. And yes, it would be the right hand. Which I don't think anybody questioned that. Triangles. There we go. One last quick check. Yep. It looks all fine. Save. Oops, wrong key. Wrong thing. Save. Let's load it up. We will load it up. Once you do a few of these, it actually, you start breezing through them. I think initially the problem you'll have making these is getting the J-beams to behave the way you want them to. They'll either explode or, they'll just look like spaghetti noodles, just don't look right. And the parts will just dangle in different ways. And mine still doesn't look as good as I want them to look. It's probably take me many more of these to make before I actually perfect it in the way that I want it to be. Where's EF? I forgot to change the info file. Shit. Yep. Vehicles, EF. Yeah, I forgot to change that info. That's actually what makes this a different thing to select. You can actually connect these parts in the J-beam editor too, but I don't like using that thing. It's just a hassle to navigate in it. Yes. I don't like using it. Alright, I paused the game so I can put it in slow motion. Let's get up close, say, yeah. to these parts. Turn on the nodes. Alright, you see like what I mean? You cannot possibly see what in the hell's what there, so that's why, you know, I pause it. We got a minor explosion, yeah. Our hand apparently exploded because it's not heavy enough for the amount of beam spring that it has. Set. I feared this when I picked that 1 for weight. That's why I was hesitant. I said 1 will be too light. The other option is to reduce the spring, which I could do. I guess I could do that. Yeah, I'll do that. I'll just do that. So we'll go down to the, we'll borrow this because we're going to use it. We'll just go down to the hand, which is F, I believe. So its properties will be different than E's. No, these don't have to be lined up in any special way. Just kind of looks neat, I guess. Beam spring, let's just take a 0 off of that. Oh, we should be good. I'm not sure about the damping. No, we'll leave it. Let's take a look at how it does now. Yeah, you only really see the explosions like if you were really in like super slow motion. But I think we're good to go now. No kaboom. Pulse. Alright, so we'll connect the hand. So FL8. And you can always tell an L from an 8 because the 1, I'm sorry, an L from a 1, you can tell the difference because a 1 has a little line at the bottom, whereas an L just has this little bitty little hook at the top. That's how you can tell the difference. I guess it depends on your country and your text, how your text is displayed, but for here anyway, that's how I can tell the difference. So lower right, arm to hand. I'll just borrow this. So it'll be FL8. You see how that's a 1. No, that's a, shit, what is that? Oh, that's a L. See how it looks like a 1? Messes with you after a while. So FL8 to EL5. And then that's FL11 to EL6. And we'll see how that does. And they'll be following these rule sets because there's not another rule set until it gets to here, so that's fine. It's fine. That's where I was going to have them anyway, set to. Alright, now the next part. Held Control T to see the triangles makes it a little easier. Sometimes you have to go into here, like go into your vehicle config and under the debug here. You can tell the mesh visibility to be 0. I have to sometimes do that so that I can see. Sometimes the polygon, or sometimes the mesh is in the way and you can't really tell what you're trying to connect. But I do know like this is DL4 now and that's going to go to EL8. DL4 to EL8. It doesn't matter if one's before the other or vice versa. I'm going to put that E over here and the D over there. It's still the same thing. No difference. And let's see. Somehow shit. I didn't mean to do that. Why did that turn that back on? I just hit F. That's all I did. Well, somehow, I don't know, there's like not a... Unless that's just floating really high in the air for that vertice down there. I'm assuming that's the right one. EL17 to DL12. Save and let's check. Let's get on, zoom on out here. Control R. Home. Unpause. Something is off somewhere. Why the hell did that happen? I hit. It's as if none of my beams are connected. Did I hit save? Surely I did. Damn it, how do I keep selecting that son of a bitch? That's what it was. It wasn't updating him because it was updating the little on-foot guy. Where does damn texture go? Where'd all his textures go? Well, I'll be shitting, man. I guess maybe the one I just uploaded is all messed up too. I have to fix this. I mean, there's really not that many different ways you can kind of join this thing and it look normal. I mean, if you think about it, it's not that many different options when it comes to... I'm not crazy about this little flap here that's sticking out. I could just edit the mesh and just delete that visible part of the polygon. It'll still function the same. It just won't have that little flap there. Man, I don't really know any other way to really do it so that it behaves somewhat normal. There's not a lot of flexibility in the upper arm. That hand's just going everywhere. That's fun what happened with these textures though. That's a Scooby-Doo mystery. I don't know why it did that. Unless I misspelled something. The player. Oh, it's still looking. Look at that. See, it's looking for these in the wrong place. Don't know why I manually edited that. Unless I forgot to hit save, which is possible. Well, you see, manually edited. This may be one of these times where it did not save for whatever reason. Let's close this, reload this. Because it is correct. I just don't know why it's doing that. I don't know. To investigate. EF heavy. It's right. This could be one of these times that for whatever reason, the cached location is causing a problem. We'll just fix that by deleting the cache folder, temp folder. Just delete it. I can't. The game is running. Let me. Oh, wait a minute. Was the game already running when I? I can't remember. I don't remember. Delete. Let's try it again. Let me double check. What's that folder? F heavy. F heavy. Oh, that looks like it's spelled right to me. Guess I could go on here and fix this while I wait. Just edit mode. I mean, yeah, I don't know. Just delete it. Delete these faces. I don't want to delete too much. I don't know. Shit, I'm gonna leave it for now. I don't want to get myself into this. I'll be in here all day trying to fix this. But I'll probably do something about it before I'm done with it. A damn arm. This trips me out. Oh, his hands just going. Hey, maybe that don't look too bad, actually. But y'all can kind of see how else are you going to make a solid object bend and somewhat look, you know, like I said, like a G.I. Joe doll, more or less. But the only way you could really do it, can't think of any other way. I guess I could loosen underneath the arm. I could break some of the beams holding the upper arm to the torso, and maybe, or even if I don't break them, maybe I could just make them more flexible. Which I gotta go up close to see which one is which. So that would be whatever is DL1 and probably DL14. I didn't think I connected those. It may be the ones that are in the center here that's actually the problem. Let's get up close and see what is in the middle. What's connected in the middle? I can tell because these are close together. I remember pinching them close together so I could hook them closely. I just can't see. He's in the damn way again. Where did he go? No. There we go. So it's DL7, DL9 are the ones that would have to have more flexibility. That shouldn't be a problem. DL7 and DL9. Yeah, see these two? Like the ones at the top, I'll actually let them keep that setting, that there. But the ones here, I'll just give it less spring. So it's still connected. It's just got maybe I should make this just a tad stronger before it breaks. Damn camera, man. Maybe I didn't make reference notes. I don't think I did the reference notes yet. That's probably why it's acting like this. I am pretty sure that's why. See, now it bends more, or it comes apart farther. It's been in slow motion. I can't tell what I'm doing. Just turn this stuff off so we can see. See, that's why I didn't want it necessarily too loose under there. But I don't know. Maybe it'll work. That hand's tripping me out. Well, I believe that'll be it for this. Now, I didn't take the time to make sure all these little segments were all closed, like they're still hollow. You know, for the most part, like up there, it's not connected. You mean you see? I mean, you can see inside the damn thing. So that'll probably be something I'll fool with later. I actually had another idea too. What I thought about doing. I guess I can show you this real quick how this works. Say this is you, and you know like them antenna on a car, that old cars that you could pull an antenna, open it up. It basically like these little compartments that make it longer, or you could compress it into a smaller antenna, like where it's you can extract what the shit do you call it? You can extend the antenna or close the antenna, but all these little parts go into one another. So imagine like an antenna connected at one end at like say the top of the torso, and the other end connected to like say the chin. Now imagine if you steer the car left or right, that'll act as a steerer. It'll steer it left and right. So if we look at the nodes and like say, or we could do under the chin, we could say like BL8 to connect to say, oh no, B is the torso, A is the head. So maybe AL2 to I don't know, BL27. So we'll go to our hydros, which we haven't talked about, not in this video. I left this here. I left this one here, so we're going to have to look up what's supposed to be typed there. I don't know. BL27 to, I don't know, AR11. Probably ain't what I said a minute ago, but it'll be fine. Now, that distance between AR11 and BL26, that distance is one measure, one unit, basically. The way hydros work is it's going to either expand one unit or contract one unit if the factor is 1.0. if the factor was 0.5, then it would only expand half of its length or contract half of its length, which probably should be fine for this. The steering wheel lock, the beam in out, the in out, the out rate. I have to kind of explain that. Oh, and it's also got its own beam spring strength and damping. Don't worry about this stuff here. So now we reset him. We can unpause, and let me just get him off the ground here and hinge him, if I can get him up there and so he doesn't fall. Kind of straighten him out. Ah, damn, his head's broke. Let's try this again. Alright. Now, look what happens when I steer left-right. Not much, huh? Not much at all. So, let's change this to... I just want to make sure I over-exaggerate it. Yeah, I see the head moving now. Probably needs more spring for... Nah, I'm going to try to explain it because I don't quite know how to explain it. You just have to fiddle with these numbers. That's not the way I know how to explain it. Fiddle with them till you get them how you want them. Alright, steer left, steer right. Now, there's nothing going to the right. Alright, but you see how if I hit left on the controller, or hit my left arrow key, it looks to the left. You see it looks back to the right. That is the in rate, and that is the out rate. So you can mess with them numbers, and it'll control how quickly or not quickly. I believe the lower the number, like if this was 0 and 0, for example, it wouldn't move at all. If it was like 1.0 and 1.0, it would move very, very slowly. But then you also got to consider the steering wheel lock, and you know how a steering wheel lock, that factors into the in rate, out rate also. So you can have them kind of working against one another, or you can have it too much or too little, but you can definitely have the factor too much. That'll basically break the head off in itself, I would think, if you got this cranked up too high. Or not. Actually, that's pretty surprising that it's not breaking it off. But let's give it more spring and see what happens. Yeah. Yep. That did it. So I think it was fine where it was at. No need to change it. No need to fix what is not broke. So if you did want it to look the other way, for example, you could make the opposite, or you could probably just duplicate this and not have to even make another. Well, you are making another one, but you're just, instead of the factor being 2.5, it'll be minus 2.5. Let's see now what happens. Nothing. Nothing there, Sammy. Nothing at all, see? Because you countered it. Countered. It's counteracting itself. Let's reevaluate. So we'll just pick the node on the other side and do the same thing that we did the first time. So BR19 to, I don't know, let's see if that was AR. It's AL2 over there. Looks like a good candidate. That may not need to be negative, actually. It's probably be the same. We'll see. Looks to the left. He looks to the right. Let's pick him up. Get him off the ground. Have him looking like he is. Looks to the left. He tries to look to the right. I see him trying. Maybe that should be a negative. I just hate having to redo this every time, because he is not cooperating. That's not gonna work. I can't grab him by the damn head. That ain't gonna work. It looks to the left. He looks to the right. Now I just made it worse. I mean, it's trying to. You see, he's trying to. I'm not going to keep fooling with this, but you get the idea how you can mess with hydros. Oh yeah, I know what I'll do. Before I stop this video, I'll stick one under the arm. So like a hydro will go from the under here, like this, let's say BR16. And let's see, how about EL3, which is the part of the lower arm. EL3. Let's save and let's see what this does. So once again, get him situated. I guess I'll do the reference nodes on the next video. I haven't spent enough time making this one. Okay. That's not what I meant to do. Even though the arm is broke, we can see that we got movement when we steer left and right. And that's how hydros work. Let me try this again without breaking his arm off. Now that may be too much factor. But what about the other side? Yeah, you could do that too. You can connect this to this. Have a hydro the opposite direction. Hydros are cool. You can do some neat stuff with them. You just have to kind of experiment and see what does what. I had the idea, you could make these like, in the 70s, or maybe the 80s, not sure when they made them, these little robots that they basically swiveled like boxers, and you could basically punch left, right, and you had to hit the other boxer on the other side, and I guess whoever knocked the person over won. You could make something like that with this. I actually attempted that a while back to some extent. Didn't really turn out great. I didn't really understand hydros much then. Still got a very basic knowledge of them, but I'm starting to understand it a little more. Yeah, another thing, what I'll end up probably doing when this is done, instead of having the arms and all move, I'll probably disconnect the jaw, make it a separate mesh, so that when you steer left or right, the mandible will go down and up like he's talking. I thought that'd be kind of neat to have. You don't see any talking dummies that aren't, that just talks because it's like a puppet. So that'd be kind of cool, I think. We'll try that. I may do that in the next video just to mix things up a bit. But yeah, the only thing left, probably do this left arm. I may not make a video doing the left arm. I'll just do that on my own time. But I'll definitely make a video for the rest of the body, because there's still stuff to be done. Because he's not going to just stand up on his own once the legs are there. He's going to need a little hidden magic, hidden beams to be like supports. So you can imagine taking a metal pole and sticking it in the top of his back and then driving it all the way to one of his feet. Well, that would be like a support. But it'll break. It's just purpose is just to hold him up until something hits him or something, then it'll break, and he'll act like a rag doll at that point. But I think that's it for this